Morning, teacher.
Good morning.
Good morning. Driving, Marlene, be careful.
Yes, teacher, I'm driving.
Careful, it's wet.
Yes.
Good morning, Jaime.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay. Thinking of Friday. I woke up this morning thinking of this coming up Friday.
That is now.
It's a very different Friday. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Morning, Louis. Louis, good morning. You have no sound, Louis. Morning, Isaias.
Morning, teacher.
Please turn on your cameras. We might get a visit from In Support again. Had one last Friday. Good morning, Vicky.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You are
At
at
work.
work. You are
Yes.
at work early.
Very early.
I woke up this morning thinking of this coming up Friday.
Why?
It's a very different Friday.
Okay, yes, you're right.
Yes, it is. Yes.
This will be a short week.
It would be a short week, exactly. That's why I woke up this morning thinking of this coming up Friday. Good morning, Isaias.
Good morning.
Yes, do you mind? Do you care? Do you celebrate this coming up Friday celebration?
No. What is the celebration?
See, that's my point exactly. That is my point exactly. If it was the other gender, everybody would know. I wonder why that is. Good morning, Olga.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. You?
I woke up this morning thinking of this coming up Friday. Do you care about it?
No.
Okay.
No, because I have some reasons. Because I think that Father's Day is all day of the year, but this year I don't have my father with me.
Okay.
So, and another things that I have to work this Friday.
Oh my God, that's another thing. If it was the other gender, it would be a day off. That is what I'm wondering. Why is it different? Why is it different? Vicky, why is it different?
Maybe because in our culture, there is a lot of single mothers.
That could be a point. That could be a point, yes. But nevertheless, we have husbands. I mean, not we, but you women have husbands, and usually they are fathers to your kids. So if it was an issue with your father, it should be a different situation for the father of your kid. I was wondering why we don't care. We should care. We are alive because of one of them. We are alive because of one of them. Good morning, Louis.
Good morning. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Louis,
Okay.
what's going on with this coming up Friday? Why not very many people care?
I actually a couple of days ago, I hear a news about for example, in Argentina, it's a country that they are implementing a lot of politics and gender about gender.
Yes.
And uh, a congresses from Argentina, it's proposed that a man doesn't have the right of uh, to consider innocent before be defeated in a judge.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, they are. They are. The Argentina is a little a couple of. Sorry, I think it's a little bit crazy because they have a, for example, if a man is considered by himself a woman, they can be he can be changed to another jail, to a jail for women, and actually it happens, and a man was a raper,
Mhm.
and when he was changed to a women jail, he raped a lot of women in that jail.
So he had a plan. He had a plan.
Argentina has big problems with that, and I think it has to be. I think it makes sense with your your mind set about the man. Sometimes it's considered about something that's irrelevant.
I see. I hope not. I hope not. I hope we never get to that. Jaime, do you care about Friday?
Yes, of course, because I think that is this important like a Mother's Day.
Just as much?
I know that uh, is more relevant Mother's Day than a Father's Day, but I think that is the
What do you think
song
that? Heavens, I'm sorry. What do you think that is more relevant than Mother's Day than the Father's Day?
because is the marketing, the publicity is 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 more is more marketing about the Mother's Days than a Father's Day.
Hmm.
Advice, more advice, more promotion, maybe. I don't know.
Mm, commercials, more commercials. Gabriel, good
Yeah.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
When is Father's Day in Uruguay?
Well, I don't remember exactly, but I guess it's the second Monday, the second Sunday in
On June,
July.
In July.
July.
Yeah.
Oh, completely different. We celebrate Father's Day. Well, we don't really celebrate, but we commemorate Father's Day this coming up Friday. Do you feel is just as important as Mother's Day, Father's Day?
Yes, I guess it's more important for commercial, for institution. Uh, yeah, for me, it's a more important day because uh, the 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 person or the institution mother is more important than father, because in the most of cases the mother is even even is more important than uh, is the mother is more important rather fathers for the sons, for the children.
Oh, for the I see. Sentimental value. Are you talking about sentimental value?
sentimental value and the most of matters it's a team for the boy or for the girl, and in many cases the father is go away and
That's what Vicky
forget
was
the
talking about.
and forget the children. Yes, for my
That's what Vicky was talking about. So mothers are more responsible with their children than fathers are. Is what you're saying?
yes, but it is but it's another discrimination. But it really
It's true.
really for me.
But it's
for
true.
me. Yes, it's true.
But it's true, yes. I guess somebody said it's our culture. It's our culture too, but it is our culture too. The mothers stick around longer with their children, right? I don't know. No matter what your belief is, you know, it would be a good idea if your father is alive to just recognize him. And even if he was a bad person, just say, have a happy day. That's it. You know, it will make you feel good for your self-esteem to say, have a good day. Have a good day. I was thinking of you, have a good day. Doesn't matter what you did in the past, but if you didn't buy me a bicycle when I was a little kid, have a happy Father's Day. I'm gonna do that with my dad. I wasn't raised with my dad, but I talked to him. I said, hello, how are you? You know, he's still another human being, he's a person. So as a person, I recognize him, the father figure. It's okay. I'm his friend. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you turn your cameras on. Lately, I have been seeing a lot of cameras turned off, and we have been getting visits from INSAFORP, just like last week. INSAFORP was here, and I had a comment about the cameras turned off. Okay, that's I mentioned that it's not something that I was able to control, but they mentioned that I have to remind you that you have to participate with your camera turned on. It is a rule from them to keep your scholarship going. Good morning, Michelle.
Hello, good morning.
Michelle, Father's Day is coming up this Friday. Is it special for you?
Yes, it's special. I have my father, and I think that he is a great father.
And then not every father is a monster. There are a lot of good men out there like Jaime. Jaime looks like he's a good father. Are you a good father, Jaime?
Of course.
Excellent. Yes.
Is
I agree with you, Jaime.
his life.
I agree. Everything you said, I agree. Whatever that was, I agree with you. Very good, very good. Yeah. Father's Day. I'm not sure if we're gonna have the day off. We should, starting from there. We already know that Mother's Day, if it's during the week, we know it's day off. But Father's Day, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it is is it the law, Vicky? Is it a day off by law?
Yes, and I remember the government, I don't know if is the word put first the Father's Day as a official off, and then the Mother's Day the next
Yes.
year maybe.
Okay, excellent, very good. So it is a day off with pay. Gabriel, you're not going to work on Friday. How do you feel about that?
Yes, I'm feeling good, but in this case, I'm in vacation, and
Oh,
I don't care for that. But when I enter when I was entering for Tigo in my first day. It was for the first day off for Father's Day. It's my it's my it was my first date in Tigo, and well, I need to change my date for started the and enter for the next day in Tigo.
Very good, nice. Brenda, good morning.
Morning.
Friday. Friday is a special day, right, Brenda?
Yes, it's Father's Day.
Excellent. Some of you forgot it's Father's Day, Isaías. Why is that? You are a father.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
Didn't know. Okay. Sometimes we are, all the time we are the son of somebody, son man, and sometimes we are fathers to kids. Robert, are you a father?
Yes.
How many kids do you have, Robert?
If no, I don't have children.
Okay. Is your father alive?
Yes.
Do you celebrate Father's Day with him?
Yes, I celebrate with my sister.
Excellent. Very nice. Very nice. It doesn't matter if it's something simple, you know, maybe a little lunch or something together. Milton, you're a father, right?
Hello, teacher. Yes, I am.
Are you a good father? Jaime is a good father, he says. Are you a good father?
I guess, yes.
Excellent. Your father alive?
Yeah,
You celebrate with him?
I hope.
You hope. You hope you will. You hope you will. Okay. Okay, let's go.
In commercial, the Mother's Day is the day more important for the commercial day. It's more important Mother's Day than Christmas.
It's a really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Really? I didn't know that. So we have more commercials on TV and everywhere than Christmas you're talking about?
Yes.
Really?
For example, when I was working in Simán, I remember that is the more important day for the commercial.
So you worked at Simán before Tigo?
Yes, for 8 years I worked at Simán.
Really? Wow. Wow, okay, good experiences. But we start celebrating Christmas in November, sometimes at the end of October. How can that be? At the end of October, we start celebrating and we start seeing the commercials for Christmas.
Yes.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
No, for a special day, for one day, is the amount more important. The more the amount is is Mother Day.
Okay. Okay.
The amount
Good.
of sale.
Good information. Okay, let's go back to reality. Oh, I guess it's a day off on Friday. Let's talk about what we were talking about last Friday. Last Friday, we were talking about the trends and 3D printing, Louis. What is 3D printing? Do you know?
Yes, a little bit.
Can you explain to us what that is?
3D printing is not exactly a recently technology, but as always, the technology is starting in the industry, and step by step is going is is coming up to the houses. And 3D printing now, a normal person can go and buy a 3D printer and get some models in 3D, and for example, can print in I don't know, an action figure about a superhero that he wants, or maybe sometimes you broke up a piece of, I don't know, for example, a fan in your house and you need to repair it, and you can print the replacement for the, in this case, an electrodomestic.
I see. Do you know anything about 3D printing, Isaias?
I have heard a little, but not so much.
What do you know?
For example, it is used or it is trying to use for helping in a medicine, for example, about some special part of your body, sorry, internal. Yeah, but they are trying to, but it is not official so
Wow,
far.
that would be something really, really cool. Vicky, do you know anything about 3D printing?
No.
Jaime?
I think that is a highlight image or pictures. Is another kind of printer or print.
Okay, very good. Let's watch a little bit about 3D printing so we have an idea what we're talking about. 3D printing.
What do NASA, McLaren, and the restaurant Sushi Singularity have in common? They have all incorporated 3D printing or additive manufacturing into their work in some form or another. 3D printing is bringing many changes to a number of important industries. Companies have begun printing everything from fully functioning cars to Michelin-starred dinners. Medical research institutions have even experimented with printing functioning body parts, paralleling some of our favorite science fiction shows. Recently, additive manufacturing showcased its practical versatility, becoming a powerful tool in tackling some of the unprecedented challenges posed by COVID-19, helping to supply health workers with personal protective equipment and patients with ventilators. So is the 3D printing revolution here to stay, or is it merely a trend? For the uninitiated, 3D printing is the process of making solid three-dimensional objects from a digital file, also called additive manufacturing. 3D printing centers around layering materials like plastics, composites, or biomaterials to create objects that range in shape, size, rigidity, and color. Manufacturers and enthusiasts can print aluminum parts, human tissue, carbon fiber tools, thermoplastic figurines, and even dental models. There are currently 9 basic types of 3D printing, with SLA, FDM, and SLS printing being the most common. 3D printing is the opposite of more traditional subtractive manufacturing, which usually involves cutting the final object out of a piece of metal or plastic, using, for example, a milling machine. The first 3D printing technologies made their appearance in the early 1980s. They were expensive, difficult to use, and generally inaccessible to people who lacked specialized training. Yet 3D printing has been a common trope in science fiction, appearing as early as the 60s in the work of Arthur C. Clarke, and sporadically in Hollywood classics over the decades. Films like Darkman and Westworld even predicted the printing of human body parts. Some even argue that 3D printing is the closest we can get to Star Trek's replicator. After the patent behind a key method of 3D printing, fused deposition modeling, expired in 2009, prices for FDM printers dropped from more than $10,000 to less than $1,000, allowing consumer-friendly 3D printer manufacturers to pave the way for accessible 3D printing. According to Acumen Research and Consulting forecasts, the global 3D printing market is expected to reach $41 billion by 2026. Today, in some industries, companies who have yet to integrate additive manufacturing somewhere in their supply chain are now part of an ever-shrinking minority. What makes additive manufacturing so appealing? It gives manufacturers the ability to rapidly prototype and even rapidly manufacture crucial products or components. 3D printing also enables the production of complex shapes using less material than traditional manufacturing methods. This has the potential to slash manufacturing times and costs. It also has the potential to innovate in a wide number of manufacturing areas. NASA and affiliates like Relativity Space are not only 3D printing crucial rocket parts, but they also believe that additive manufacturing will help us colonize Mars and other planets beyond. The US-based construction technology company Icon is using proprietary 3D printing robotics to build homes in impoverished areas around the world. Companies like New Balance are looking to not only use additive manufacturing to improve their products, but to create custom apparel. This is all just the tip of the iceberg. Manufacturing as a whole is expected to experience the most dramatic changes. Some of the
Wow. Wow, that is big, everybody. Jesus Christ. So is it a trend? Olga, do you think 3D printing is a trend or is it here to stay?
I think it's here to stay because according to the video, is very useful for some kind of situation, medical and making parts of machine or something like that.
Okay, Vicky? Okay. Christian, are you here with us?
Yeah, but I'm preparing something for a meeting that I have at 7.
Okay, very
But I'm
good.
listening.
Okay, very good. Osvaldo, are you here? Monica, good morning. Iris, good morning. Rolando. Okay, Rolando, are you here?
Yes, teacher. I'm sick, but I'm here.
Okay, sick, but you're here. Barbara, good morning. Are you here?
I'm driving, teacher. I'm sorry.
Okay, Barbara, are you here?
Yes, good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Okay, Milton, is it a trend or is it here with us to stay, 3D printing?
I think it is here for staying because it is a good method to do a lot of things, not only for the factory, beside for a medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Isaias was talking about that, but how can a heart be made? That is, wow, that is super big. Michelle, will we have a 3D printing in our homes just like we have now a laptop? Do you think in the future?
Yes, I see in the video that 3D printing has different benefits with small parts and big parts. I have heard that is used a lot in China for building construction. And I understand that the most important thing is the efficiency in the construction time.
Efficiency, the precise measurements of things. Isaias, how could we use a machine like that in our home in the future? What comes to mind, Isaias? How could, when we have one, like we have a printer now, we didn't used to have one at home. We have a microwave, we didn't used to have one at home. We have a computer, we didn't used to have at home. How do you think in the future we could use one of these machines at home?
Yeah, maybe it cannot replace like the completely product like the computer or something like that, but I think that could be helpful, for example, for fixing articles in the home, at home. For example, a special piece. I think that like that, or like tools, for example, we can create tools too. Yeah.
In the stores, Gabriel, stores could make their own products then, if this is true, right?
Well, I don't know, but for me, in my opinion, it's a bluff. I don't believe in these techniques because you need more machine, more material, more a specific material to build items. I don't know. I guess it was a trend in this moment.
It was a
For me,
trend. It was a
yes.
trend, Louis. A trend, Louis. 3D printing, a trend.
I don't think so. It's a technology nowadays. Is maybe it's a little bit useful for someone of us, but I think in the future we can get a lot of uses.
Yeah.
For example, making your own dishes, making your own, I don't know, for example, a box to 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 get your things in order, I think, or maybe doing how I said before, a little bit pieces to replace in another in others, sorry, another electrodomestics.
Yes, I guess for us, it's too far ahead to imagine, just like the smartphone was for people in the 70s. They could not imagine they would be able to make a cell phone call and you will see the image of the other person. If you would talk about that in the 70s with somebody else, they would have thought that you were crazy. In the past, in the 70s, if you started talking to other people about, oh, you will have a device that doesn't need to be plugged into the wall and you will be able to see him and talk to him or her in real time, they would thought you were crazy. Okay, virtual reality, Jaime. What do you know about virtual reality? First of all, do you know anything about virtual reality?
Is the future.
Ah.
Because in the cell phones technology or telecommunication, 5G is a virtual reality.
Really?
Yeah.
How much is one of those phones?
Excuse me?
How much you think one of those phones is?
I don't know. I don't know, but
Thousands.
Hologramas.
yeah,
Hologram.
hologram. Yeah.
Holograms.
Vicky, do you know about virtual reality?
I just hear about holograms.
Okay, virtual reality, holograms. Okay. Olga. Yes.
A hologram is augmented reality. It's not a
Okay.
virtual reality.
Oh, so what is the difference between a hologram and virtual reality? Robert, do you know the difference? Virtual reality and holograms?
Virtual reality is like you need special glasses to like
To be able to see.
yes, you're able to with the software check the different backgrounds or scenarios.
Mhm. Okay, let's check a little bit about virtual reality.
Welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic, and today we're looking at the topic of virtual reality. We're going to look at what it is, how it works, and some interesting ways it's becoming relevant. So let's start with some history. While we think of virtual reality as a fairly modern concept, it's been written about in science fiction since the 1930s. In the 1960s, we finally started to see gadgets like the Sensorama, which also included sounds and smells. We started to then see things like the Viewmaster get created, which were goggles that would show a picture and would build the foundation for virtual reality headsets that we see now. In a nutshell, virtual reality is really a blanket term for anything that seemingly replaces the reality you're in, created digitally. Here's how it usually works. Most of it is sight-driven, a way to confuse our minds into what we're seeing. So a headset or goggles are created which cover all sight and replaced with something else. In most cases, there are actually two images, one over each eye. And when we're looking at these images both at once, we get a sense of 3 dimensions. There are also built-in gyroscopes that can sense when the goggles move. So if you look down, the screen looks down, making you believe that you're actually in that setting. Fully immersive sound can also be used to make you think you're in another place. For you to interact with this world, there are many techniques being worked on, some including gloves that can sense where your hands are, or things like video game controllers. Like I said, virtual reality has been talked about for a while, so it's not surprising that virtual reality has already been made for the masses and it was relatively unsuccessful. Video game companies like Sega and Nintendo have both created virtual reality headsets. The Virtual Boy by Nintendo was discontinued after less than a year of production, and it's the company's second lowest selling platform ever. So in current day, let's look at what options are starting to become popular. The first big one is the Oculus Rift, which began as a Kickstarter campaign collecting $10 million. However, it was then purchased outright by Facebook for $2 billion. It was this sale that really brought virtual reality to the forefront and affirmed to the masses that virtual reality might be actually ready for public consumption.
I think that's why this is so exciting. Every 10 or 15 years, there is a new major platform that comes along. I do think virtual reality is going to be that with augmented reality. And the Oculus team are just the best folks that are years ahead of everyone else in terms of building this. And it's really exciting and an honor to work with them on this.
Soon after, Sony revealed PlayStation VR, a headset to be sold alongside their PS4, which would allow for virtual reality gaming right in someone's home. While the Oculus Rift and PlayStation VR both seem superficially similar, the Oculus won't likely bring in huge gaming opportunities, but it will instead likely focus on more real-world applications that PSVR won't likely prioritize. There are, of course, other companies working on virtual reality efforts such as the HTC Vive and the Samsung Gear VR. Now, one of the biggest leaps in competitive gaming was the inclusion of virtual reality spectating into the game Dota 2. In which players can put themselves onto the battlefield, not to play, but to merely spectate and watch the events unfold. Across the world, entertainment venues like Disneyland and Six Flags are even starting to use virtual reality, including the Superman ride, in which everyone on the ride wears their own headset. You feel like you're in a helicopter when an attack from Lex Luthor makes gravity go crazy and Superman must rescue you, with every tilt of the roller coaster feeling like you're actually falling or flying through the sky. Now, most folks, especially my audience watching this video, likely see gaming and entertainment as the main use for virtual reality, but there are many other opportunities. For example, militaries across the world have begun using virtual reality for training and simulations, including for their combat medics. Driving schools have begun using virtual reality to help prepare students for actual in-the-car lessons. Medical students can use virtual reality to study anatomy and practice procedures on a completely imaginary patient. Some doctors are even using virtual reality to address phobias that people might have, such as flying in an airplane or fear of heights. These individuals can confront their fears in a safe and controlled space, often resulting in dramatic positive progress in real life.
Dr. Rizzo credits the gaming industry for bringing the development of this new technology into kind of everyday use in some cases. He says now that it's more readily available, he expects the use of virtual reality technology in medicine to really take off. And when you see that report, I think you understand why. It can help a lot of people.
What if you have a fear of virtual reality helmets?
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
In terms of cost, there is a huge spread. Something simple like what's called Google Cardboard, a headset used with your phone, is only about $15 US when purchased from Google itself. On the more expensive side, the Oculus Rift and PSVR range from about $400 to $600 in US dollars. So hopefully this helped you understand how virtual reality works and what it's being used for. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Wow. That's not a trend. That's not a trend, Michelle. Do you think that's a trend? Virtual reality?
I'm not sure. Maybe in our country, the technology is not development, but in another country, yes. I think that virtual reality is most used in video games. Yeah, but in our country, I'm not sure.
We're not ready for that.
Yeah.
We're not ready for that. But eventually, Isaias, could this happen to our little country in the future? Because we have cell phones and we didn't used to have them. I'm talking to you virtually and I see you, and we didn't have that. And we're still little. We're still the same size.
Yes, I think that it will be here someday. So maybe not soon, maybe, but it will be.
How could that be useful for people, not only for gaming, like Michelle says? How can that be useful, Isaias? How could we use virtual reality? How could people use it, not only for gaming?
Well, at least for the video in the military trainings.
That was impressive.
I was thinking about medicine, for example, when they are practicing about the surgeries, or could be another, or I don't know, like that.
I see. Louis, usefulness. What would be the usefulness for virtual reality?
Usefulness, I think, is for training, because, for example, I saw a lot of university that is offering, for example, a master in some careers that that needs practice, not only theory, and they need to be practiced. And that's why I think that, that is thing that they can implement that virtual reality to practice. Yeah, maybe nursery, or maybe even like a mechanic can practice virtual reality.
Yes, it would be useful for practice, Jaime. Do you think? For any kind of practice? What was impressive for me was the treating of phobias. I think that could help. What do you think, Jaime?
I think that is useful for different kind practice. For example, in the video mentioned that car lesson, for example.
Without crashing with something, a trash can or a wall, right?
Yeah, medicine is very important.
Is it a
for the-
trend, Milton? Is it a trend, virtual reality? Is it here to stay? Is it a trend?
No, it is not a trend. How we can see it in the video, we can use the virtual reality for a lot of things. I think in the future, every career will use this technology
That's
to
true.
practice.
That is true. I can see the future in classrooms. I can see that in classrooms. Vicky, can you see that in classrooms? Teachers using virtual reality to teach practice on anything, right?
Yes, I think it will be a good way to practice, to improve a specific topic.
Any topic, Louis?
Yes, I forgot something about, for example, Arma has a flight simulator. And it's not only just the it's a big cabin with like simulating a cabin of a aircraft.
Yes.
And that use it for training.
So it's not a trend, Gabriel. It's not a trend. Virtual reality is not a trend.
It's not. It's a trend. It isn't a trend, but because the more important thing in virtual reality is your interaction with the environment and change the facts or change the rules or change the interaction is the more important thing, and it's not it's a reality, and I guess in the future it could be more important tendency or more important useful I could see in the future.
Yes, in the future, I see it in classrooms. It would be so good for practicing because you don't have to. If you make an error, then it's only virtual. Olga, 3D body scanners. Have you heard of those?
No, I haven't heard about that, even because it's a clothing design. I don't know if the same that 3D scanner that the medicine used to make an exam or something like that, but clothing design I haven't heard.
Robert, 3D body scanners. Have you heard of those?
No, but
Do you have any idea what it is?
maybe like the movies check a complete body of disease or something like that.
More for medical is what Olga was talking about. More for medical. Okay, let's check what this is about. 3D body scanners. What we're trying to find out on all of this is if they are trends or if it's something that the future holds for all of us. Maybe some of us will not be users, but our kids, our grandkids will live through this. Now we have technology to see the future before it comes.
Have you ever wanted to see a perfectly replicated model of your insides in stunningly realistic 3D? Yeah, me neither. Regardless, 3D body scanning is here, and it's got some surprising applications. But do people actually want to use it? There's been a sudden growth spurt in the market of 3D body scanning technologies. They use a set of cameras to capture a 360-degree view of your body and then produce a visual model. There is an obvious possibility here to create a replica of your body for a video game, but this capability is also being leveraged by companies for several other more real-world uses. On the digital retail front, 3D scans of a customer's body could be used to help them virtually try on items of clothing. Amazon reportedly just bought a New York-based startup called Body Labs, maybe to allow customers to find better-fitting clothes when browsing Amazon's fashion section. Things are a little further along in the fitness sector. For a hefty price, you can buy a 3D body scanner from Naked Labs that will report your metrics like body fat and lean muscle mass and gives you a perfect 360 view of yourself as a little avatar on your phone. The funny thing here is that this body scanner doesn't ever look at the inside of your body. It's only taking pictures of the outside and measuring your weight. To produce your report, it compares your data to a large database of pre-existing body composition scans. And based on this comparison, the algorithm projects what your body composition probably is. Naked Labs is marketing this product as something that can help you see your fitness progress in minute detail. But can we go even deeper? Yes, with 3D X-rays. Mars Bioimaging can take highly detailed 3D scans of the inside of your body. CT scans are a kind of imaging that make use of X-rays, and the fact that Mars is providing a 3D cross-sectional view isn't new. All CT scans can do that. But this new kind of scanner uses more specialized detectors to differentiate the X-ray's frequency as they pass through different parts of your body, resulting in an image that gives a much clearer distinction between materials, like muscle and blood and skin, and in incredible detail all the way down to the microstructure of the bone. Hopefully, this advancement can improve the diagnosis and treatment of myriad diseases and bodily issues. But despite the many applications of 3D body scanning, the question remains, will people actually use it? The new 3D CT scans seem to make a lot of people pretty squeamish. Our brains are hardwired to dislike seeing the insides of people because that could be an indication of disease or injury, and our brain sees this as a threat. But this doesn't necessarily pose a problem for medical practitioners who would kinda need to be resistant to that kind of squeamishness. It's in the job description. What about personal use of 3D body scanning for fitness, though? A recent study revealed that people felt dejected and dissatisfied with their body after participating in a body scan study, potentially because the image they were shown didn't match up with the idea they had of themselves inside their head, something called self-discrepancy theory. The Naked Labs app even grays out the avatar it creates for you, supposedly so that you can look at it as objectively as possible and try to get you to let go of any emotional attachment you may have to the model of your body. So even they recognize that our relationships to our bodies can sometimes be fraught, and that this may be an issue in implementation of their 3D body scanner. So we'll see if this becomes a new tech staple or if it falls flat. Gathering data about body metrics is definitely trendy, but also a necessity for extreme athletes like Ben LeCompte as he swims across the Pacific. Ben and his team aboard the Seeker vessel are using a heart rate monitor to track Ben's cardiovascular health. Check out this episode to see how it works. And let us know what you think in the comments. Would you use 3D body scanning? And subscribe to Seeker for more health news. Thanks.
Wow. Michelle, would you use a 3D body scanner to see your insides, to see the inside of your body? Would you do that?
Yes, I think that is important. Maybe apply in medicine.
Medicine would be
To
nice.
identify different six.
So this is not a trend, Victory. Vicky, Victory. I was. Why did I read it? Victoria. I said Vicky. So this is not a trend, is it?
No, I think it's not, because
What?
it has a lot of benefits that we can use with this technology.
But something is true. To have one at home and be looking at yourself, it would be discouraging. We don't really have a body like we want. We would be I think we would be very, very disappointed if we start watching our bodies through a 3D body scanner regularly. Olga, would you do that? Have a 3D body scanner at home?
No, I think I couldn't have one of in my home.
It would be I don't want to use it. I don't want to see myself, right?
I guess the 3D ecography for babies, it's a body scan. I don't know, but when and you could see your baby before born. It's a body scan, and is very real, the image.
I see. You're talking about that pregnant women go through with like a little gun that they use in their stomach to see the image
Yeah.
inside.
Yes.
Oh, so this isn't something new. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing fine. My cell phone fell down and my screen is not working so well.
A lot of things happen to you, like every day. Like I would recommend for you to go to church more often. Whatever church you go to church more often.
I will do that.
We're talking about technology trends or not. And right now we just saw 3D body scan. Have you heard of that? Oh, you saw the video. Did you know? I just noticed when Gabriel said that. That's nothing new. The 3D body scan, pregnant women use it, the doctors use it for to check the baby inside the stomach, right? So it's not a trend, or is it a trend, Nicole? 3D body scan.
I guess it's not a trend. I saw offer on there's a website here that is called pagapoco.com where you can buy a coupon from a body scanner of
I'm going to write that down because you have some tips that we should write down everything you say. Pagapoco.com.
Yeah, I bought there in another one.
This is look, and it has a lot to do with Genesis, pagapoco.com. What are you looking for, Nicole?
Well, there in that website and couponclub.net.
Okay.
I buy there because I am diabetic, so I buy they have a good sales on, how do you say this, test of like,
What is the name? I'm really writing down. I have a board in front of me that I can write anything really quick. What is the name?
Couponclub.net.
Club, okay.
And there you can buy different offers that they have, right? But one of them that I'm looking on those websites are like medicine tests that are really cheap from from laboratorios that are sometimes are really expensive, or with dental care also. So I buy most of the time I buy there. So I saw some that like offer that they have from that coupon that cost like $15 from that scanner, and it was like almost $100, but it's offers that they had, right?
Right.
So yeah, I saw that scanner and it's in El Escalón.
Really? Did you see how much it was?
I'm sorry?
Did you see how much it was?
How much it was?
The price.
It was like $100 regularly, and it was like $15 and in offer.
Body scanners, Jaime. So what is that Apple Watch that we have? It scans something inside of you. Is that a body scan, Jaime? Do we consider that a body scan also because it has a scanner? I have one here, and it has some lights that the first time I put it on, because it was a gift, I put it on and I read something that you go to sleep and you do this and that. But in the middle of the night, I started seeing my watch. I never slept with my watch on before, right? But when I got it and it said, oh, set it off for when you sleep to see how much you sleep and all this and that. But when I turned off the light and I fell asleep in the middle of the night, I wanted to see something about the watch. And then I looked right now, it had some lights under in there. I got really scared. I said, oh no, this is doing something bad to me. I took it off really quick. I was afraid. Is that a scanner, Jaime? Is that what we're talking about?
Body scanner, I think no. But it's a kind of scanner.
It's a scanner. Yeah. Okay.
But not body scanner, like a definition that saw in the video.
Body scanner, is it a trend then, Jaime? Is it a trend? Here to stay?
I think here to stay.
Here to stay. Body scanner, Gabriel.
But not right now. In the future, maybe.
It's not something you guys keep talking about. Oh, it's not for this, not for our country, not for now, not for us. It sounds like you consider like you would not see this technology in use. Like we won't be here. It will be something normal for the future, but not for us, I guess. We can only imagine. Is that what you're talking about, Jaime?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Gabriel, body scanner, trend, here to stay?
No, for me it's keep to stay. Keep to stay, and it's a reality. It's a reality. Not it's a trend.
Okay, it's not a trend, not a trend. We're still looking at trends, Milton. Still looking at trends. Have you ever used one of these, Milton? A self-serve kiosk. Have you ever used one?
Kiosk. I heard that something like auto service. It is the only thing that I can imagine when you are driving in your car and you want to buy some food and you don't have to get out to the car. You only have to parking nearby to the restaurant, and they have a window to service. It is the only thing that I can imagine when I read this topic.
Okay, Vicky, self-serve kiosk. Have you ever used one?
I have seen just in videos in Asian cities.
Okay, so we don't have those
ramen.
here? We don't have those here?
I think no.
Have you ever seen one, Olga? Sir?
Yes, we have that kind of kiosk. I have seen in Sertrasen. You can do your I don't know how to say, your tramit by your own self.
Really? I should have known that. I went to Centrasen last Saturday. I didn't know that. Jaime?
I have seen McDonald's, for example.
You
can order that you want to eat.
The new McDonald's in Russia too.
The new McDonald's in Russia.
No, here, yeah.
Okay, so we have it here at McDonald's, Robert. Have you ever used one?
Not really. I don't remember.
Okay, would that be something useful for us? We are always in a rush. We are always in a rush, Robert. That sounds like you don't want to talk to nobody. It sounds like, don't talk to me. I'll do it myself. Would that make us less human, Robert, you think?
Sorry, I don't.
There would be no communication with the others. We'd be isolated. We are becoming more and more apart from other human beings using that. Right?
Yeah.
It's more practical. Nicole, have you ever used one of those things?
Well, no, I guess not. Well, I just use one on Walmart that you can scanner your products, but you need to go to checkout with another lady. So it's not like
self-serve.
Self-service, yeah, but you can scanner your own things and then you can go to checkout with her.
Michelle, have you had, yeah?
I'm sorry, if we have like a self-service, I mean, complete self-service, I don't know, some people could steal.
In our country.
How's that for having that kind of service here? Because the people will steal this stuff. It's not like Japan, for example.
Okay, it's not like Japan. If we do our eyes like that, would that make it any better?
No.
No. Okay. Michelle, self-serve, we're not ready for that either. What are we ready for? Everything we mentioned, we're not ready for. But Michelle, have you ever been to Despensa de Don Juan? They have a self-serve scanner to pay your things, right?
Yes, it's like Nicole said, that you can scan your products and then pay with a girl. And in the McDonald's in Salvador del Mundo, they have this kind of job. Or another, I think in the bank, you can do by self some transaction for the jobs.
Some transactions, yes. But do you, Osvaldo, good morning.
Good morning.
Have you been listening to what we're talking about? We're talking about new technology that we're realizing is not so new, but we are discussing if there are trends or are things that are here to stay with us. Have you been listening?
No, I can't, but talking about trends in technology topic, I don't know. I remember an advertising about a lot of things. For example, computers, cameras, and other things, and all of this resumed in a cell phone and later in a glass. I don't think if the smart glasses are a trend.
Smart glasses, are you talking about lenses?
Lenses, yes.
Oh, okay. Very good. They're not here to stay. One more topic here to discuss to see if it is a trend or not. Funny video. This is a little different, and this I have seen. Have you had experience with this, Gabriel? Augmented reality.
No,
you know what it is?
Well, Luis in recently explained us for holograma is an argument reality. Well, I agree with that, but I never see in personally. I never seen nothing about that.
Okay. Have you heard that before, or do you know what it is, Milton?
Augmented reality. To be honest, I never heard about that. But for the name, I think it is when you change the size of the article, for example, to watch better, you augmenting the size. I don't know it is I am right.
Okay, very good. Robert, you know anything about that? Augmented reality.
Yes, I heard about that, but it's like to obtain a better experience looking products or looking or playing a game. You see different objects or different in like GIF or videos to obtain a better definition of objects.
Oh, better definition. Vicky, do you know about this? Augmented reality.
No, teacher.
Okay. Let's check this out to see what it is and to see if it is a trend. This one I have lately in this video, I think is getting very popular. And as a matter of fact, Friday, I saw one of the girls. I think we have that availability here in Zoom to change things. I think that's what it is. Let's check this video for a little more understanding of this.
Unlike the full immersion of virtual reality, augmented reality aims to make the world you already see so much cooler. Augmented reality is when digital information is overlaid onto the actual physical world. Your camera detects a target image and can figure out how close or far and at what angle the target image is from the camera using sensors. It then projects digital information onto that target image and voila! Augmented reality. In fact, Snapchat has recently added augmented reality to their features with the new lens filters. Let's switch over to see exactly how this works. Okay. So here we are in Snapchat, and as you can see, Snapchat uses facial recognition to create a target image of my face. So now that it has something to track, it can project digital information onto my face. And that's the basics of augmented reality. Some of the earliest uses of augmented reality were the heads-up displays on fighter jets, allowing pilots to see important information projected in front of them on their windshields. This technology eventually made its way to automobiles and even your eyeglasses with Google Glass. There are many apps you can download right now that utilize augmented reality. Yelp, for instance, has a feature called Monocle that lets you see restaurant reviews and information around you. The Snapshot Showroom app uses augmented reality to show you how furniture will look in your room before you buy. And AR Zombies lets you shoot zombies around the office like you're Rick from The Walking Dead. One of the most impressive uses of AR for gaming came with the announcement of the Microsoft HoloLens. The HoloLens uses advanced sensors and hardware to scan your room and creates images based on your physical space. You can interact with these images and see them from different angles using the HoloLens headset. So when real reality is not enough and virtual reality is too much, augmented reality should be just right. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video.
Wow. I think more and more we are becoming a movie. That's what we're becoming, a movie, something that is not real. I guess reality is not enough. Like he said, when reality is not enough, we're going to start using a lot of technology. So that last one, Nicole, augmented reality, is it a trend?
Well, I guess yes, because a lot of people are using that one. And I don't know if TikTok has that one as well. Like filters.
It's like filters, Olga. Augmented reality is like filters.
Yes, I think so. And it's a trend because as Nicole said, in Instagram and TikTok, you can change your imagine. You can take a blue eyes and you can use or with makeup or not makeup.
I guess another use is when you use a software to recognize the food. You take a screen, you take a picture for your food, and the software recognize this kind of food and the ingredients of this food. I don't know if augmented reality, but exists this software.
Okay, are we ready for this technology, Osvaldo? Is it something that here in our country we can use now?
Yes, I guess we are ready for this technology.
Okay, so we are ready, Robert. Augmented reality. Have you ever used it? Do you see any use for the common person? Or is it only to have fun?
I saw this kind of technology using for a game. Pokemon was a trend many years ago, and the people use the cell phone looking for monster or Pokemons, and that kind of use this kind of technology.
Okay, when you say people use, are you referring to you? Did you used to play Pokemon?
Not really, I don't like this.
Okay, so it's nothing new, Milton. This isn't new. A lot of these things are not new, but they're becoming popular, right?
Yeah, it is not new, but with the pass of the time, they are improving this technology.
Yes.
And that's why I believe it is, I don't know how to say that. We have to wait for some time, for some moment, and in the future, it is
Will be
indispensable.
indispensable.
Indispensable in the future, mostly for the medicine. It could be a good option.
Okay.
I can see every topic that we saw today, it is related between them.
Okay, so all these topics are related within
In this
each
moment,
other.
in this moment, I guess you could so like another person, and you change the dialogue, and I guess in this moment is impossible to identify the real person or the image for another person in a picture, because the technology could be change my image for the image for Osvaldo, and when I talk, you believe that Osvaldo are talking with you.
Really, Osvaldo, are you doing that, Osvaldo? Are you trying to make us believe that you're talking to us and you're not? Is that what you're doing? Osvaldo is wondering, what are you talking about?
No,
I'm here.
he is not beautiful than me. No.
Okay, so Osvaldo, all these topics now all together, do you see one of them being a trend? We saw all of this. Do you see one of these being a trend that is not here to stay with us?
Let me see. I guess virtual reality, yes, is a trend because I remember, I don't know if I am right, but I remember the Facebook, Meta Facebook is something like that, I guess. And it, it is a trend.
Okay. So Meta Facebook is not something that we're using. So it was only popular when it was popular, when it was happening. So let's define what is a trend. What is a trend, Nicole? What did we say the other day a trend is?
Is when something is very popular that all the people are using. I guess that will be a trend. And on Facebook, there is an option that, well, a lot of people were using. I saw that there is like a filter that you can use with your camera, and you can see like the dinosaurs in your room. So all the people were taking pictures of, I don't know, some area of their house, and the dinosaur will be running on your sofa, for example. So I guess that is a trend because the new movie came out, right?
Oh, okay. So what is a trend? And then Michelle, what is a trend? A trend, what is it?
What is the meaning of
The meaning
trend?
of trend, yes.
I understand that it's a something that is popular to use in the of the person.
Trend, Louis. What did we say a trend was? What did we understand a trend was?
A trend is the way we have the statistics about how popular is a topic or a web page.
Okay, very good. So what were we comparing, Jaime? What were we comparing the trend with what Michelle and Nicole are talking about, something that is popular at the moment? We were comparing a trend with something, because Lewis is saying that a trend is a measurement. And Nicole and Michelle are talking about something being popular. What did we call that?
Is two definition for that.
We had another name for that, for something that is popular at the moment, Vicky. Do you remember that?
Fashion, maybe.
A fashion is part of this word.
Fad.
Fad is the name of something that is popular at the moment. Fad. We said that something that is popular, we were going to call it fad. Fad. That's what we were, I think that was Friday, we were talking about the difference between fad and trend, because trend, what is trend, Gabriel?
Trend, it's a direction or tendency for something. But my problem with the trend is I don't know if the people make the trend or the people who manage us create the trend. For example, I don't know, but is the trend is injection for the commercial people to us. I don't know, but I guess this is a trend. The intention to affect your behavior.
Very good point. Osvaldo, how do you understand a trend? We had trend and fad. We had two, that's why I think going to what you just said, Gabriel, I think that is why we have to understand what a fad and a trend is. Osvaldo, how do you understand them?
Okay, I understand a trend is a measure of is a measure of something is popular. Is a measure when people is thinking or talking about something.
I like that. I like that. Very, very, very good. Very concise. Olga, what's a trend?
And trend is when something is I don't know how to say the moda.
Oh, when something is popular.
Is popular in these days. Yes.
Okay. We are Jaime. Finish with Jaime. This is, do you tell me if you agree? A trend is a way to measure a fad. Does that make sense to you, Jaime?
Yes, you can. You measure.
Olga just said, I don't know how you say when something is de moda. That is being a fad. When something is a fad, está de moda. Something is a fad, like Osvaldo say, everybody's doing, everybody's talking about a fad. So, Jaime, do you understand a trend is a way to measure a fad?
Yeah, I think that you can measure what popular or what popular is a person or what is you can measure how many person follow that popular person.
Okay, Louis, trend and a fad, are they related?
Yeah, that as we were talking about, a trend is the way we measure a fad, and in this case, I think is sometimes, for example, in Twitter, they only talk about trends or a trending topic. For example, they never say this is a fad or it's another thing, or they never call like that. They only talk about trendings or something. For example, when a hashtag is a trending, they never say it's a fad. They only is treating like a trend.
Something that Gabriel said is making me think that a trend is a measurement. It doesn't matter if it's a fad. A trend is a measurement of how the commerce, the statistics are going in a business. If it's going up or if it's going down in the market, it doesn't matter if it's popular or not. A fad is what's popular. You can measure a fad with the trend, but you can also measure any other commercial situation, even if it's not popular. What is the trend on the measurement of selling sugar, of rice? You can measure that even if it's not popular. So I think Gabriel is a little bit right on that. It doesn't have to be popular. A trend is a way to measure how something is going on. Let's take road. Don't forget Friday. I will make sure I find out if Friday has to be the day off to everybody, but I'll check it out. We will find out and I'll let you know. Today is the 13th. Monica.
I'm here.
Tael, not here. Baldo.
Present twice.
Okay, twice. I have to erase one of these, Osvaldo. I don't know which one. Vicky,
Present.
Olga,
Present.
Luis, Milton,
Present.
Cole,
I'm here.
Francisco, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara? Marlene?
Present.
I'm here.
Okay, Ricardo. Here. Gabriel.
Present.
Jose. Brenda.
Present.
Iris.
Present.
Caías. Robert.
Present.
Orlando.
Present.
Jaime.
Here.
Christian. Christian. Michelle.
Yeah, here.
Present.
Sorry, teacher.
Okay, guys. Have a very good day. Be careful. It's wet outside if you're driving. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you
Bye.
tomorrow.
Have a good day.